Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan are strengthening economic cooperation. In the first half of the year, the trade turnover between the countries amounted to $136 million. The amount is 16% higher compared to the same period in 2018. Azerbaijan imports Kazakhstan's oil products from bituminous materials, ethylene polymers, and machine components. Meanwhile, Kazakhstan exports mineral resources, chemical raw materials, and agricultural products. For 6 months of 2019, agricultural products worth $60 million were imported from Kazakhstan. $57 million of the total amount are accounted for by wheat. The rest of the amount was purchased for other crops. According to the Ministry of Agriculture of Azerbaijan, the import of grain from Kazakhstan increased by almost 3 times. The increase was due to the single customs tariffs on the trade routes. Since 2018, trade relations between the two countries are growing rapidly. The figures for this year also show that Kazakhstan has increased its imports of Azerbaijani products. The push towards steel production and single customs tariffs makes it attractive for entrepreneurs. Experts say that grains from Kazakhstan continue to remain competitive due to its high quality. Therefore, the demand of the grains in Azerbaijan will grow. The volume of imports in the first half of 2019 has already reached the figure that was recorded last year. Digital technologies will be used in the mining industry of the EAEU. Experts of the member countries of the Union agreed to create single intergovernmental standards. A number of documents have been signed, which allows to develop an assessment of resources and reserves of man-made deposits.
Both Belarus
and Kazakhstan have been paying particular attention to the most up-to-date information technologies and high-tech productions for the application of the latest advanced developments not only in this area but also in other areas. This is the future because the world is changing, the economy is changing. If we do not meet these new standards very quickly and apply the latest digital technologies, then our products, our production will not be competitive. The latest technology will be used in the extraction of minerals. Standards for assessing the resources and reserves of the technogenic deposits are being developed.
Мы заинтересованы в том, чтобы Казахстан максимально возможными способами.
We are interested in Kazakhstan participating in this project in the most possible ways. Thanks to Nazarbayev, who has dedicated his life, a lot of strength and health for the EAEU to become operational. And the newly elected president has shown that he is a supporter of the Union and is doing everything to make the EAEU even more successful.
Он является сторонником ЕАЭС и делает много для того, чтобы ЕАЭС был более успешным.
The list of priorities for the development of the EAEU includes several cooperation points, from aerospace to pharmaceutical industry. In just a couple of years, the Eurasian Economic Union has taken a worthy place on the world trade and economic map. In 2018, the trade turnover between Kazakhstan and its EAEU partners increased by 7.5%. Nur Sultan became a leader among the financial centers in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. The capital of Kazakhstan rose 10 places to rank 51st in the index of world financing centers this year. Experts said that the city is an international hub that focuses on attracting investments. The volume of investments in the economy of the capital over the past year amounted to more than 1 trillion tenge, which is almost 12% higher than last year's figures. Nur Sultan plays an important role in the development of the national economy. At the end of last year, 9.8% of the gross domestic product came from the capital, and 9.5% of the fixed capital investments into the country were allocated to the city. The volume of the city's GRP in 2018 reached 5.8 trillion tenge.
Этот индекс, который рассчитывается по глобальным.
This index, which is calculated in the global financial centers of the world, has been calculated for several years. We were in 88th place. Then we systematically improved our positions, and according to the results of 2019, Nur Sultan took 51st place, which is the best place among the countries of Central Asia and Eastern Europe. For example, we are ahead of megacities such as Istanbul, St. Petersburg, Moscow, and Almaty.
Istanbul, Санкт-Петербург, Москва, ту же Алмату.
According to experts, the improvement in the position of the rating was due to the ongoing work on the implementation of innovative projects and attracting investors. 393 projects worth about 2 trillion tenge were launched in the territory of the Special Economic Zone. 71 projects worth 143 billion tenge of investments are being implemented in the Industrial Park Number 1. Last year, $964 million of investments were attracted from international investors to implement projects and develop infrastructure. The fixed capital investment in the city is recorded at about 189 billion tenge for the first 5 months of this year.
Такие показатели, как, скажем, инвестиции в основной капитал у нас каждый год растут. Прямые иностранные инвестиции, например, в 2019 году в 1,5 раза.
Indicators such as investments in fixed assets in our country grow every year. In 2019, the foreign direct investment increased by half compared to 2018. I believe that there are several factors. For example, such as the opening of AIFC exchange, and a court which uses the English law played a major role in helping Nur Sultan to improve its overall position in the index of the global financial centers.
Нур-Султан улучшил свои позиции в этом индексе глобальных финансовых центров.
Nur Sultan plans to join the top 10 cities in the world by 2050. Within the framework of the capital development concept, such priority areas such as the development of business services, the introduction of green economy principles, and the implementation of the smart city project and others have been identified. Agrarians in Kazakhstan plans to increase the export volume of their agricultural products. The growth of the volume is planned to be achieved by using advanced technologies in the agro-industrial complex. Innovative projects will be used to build additional areas for drip and sprinkler irrigation. Up to 30% of water will be saved in Kizilorda region by using these systems. Irrigated lands will be expanded to 95,000 hectares and the total sowing will be increased to 300,000. Such measures will give the opportunity to produce agricultural products in the amount of nearly 80 billion tenge. Increase in export is also planned through the development of rain-fed agriculture. The lands will be sown with oil seeds and grains using aquasorbents and aquagels. The average indicator of irrigated lands is about 240,000 hectares. We reclaim only 185,000 hectares. If we can reclaim other lands with the new technologies, we will increase the gross output as well as able to export our agricultural products. Kyrgyzstan will launch the production of medical instruments. The factory manufactures syringes and it is one of the first of its kind in the country. The raw materials and components are imported from abroad. There are plans to launch a full production cycle and export the products. For now, we will supply the products to the local market in Kyrgyzstan, but in the future, we will supply it to the neighboring countries such as Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, and Afghanistan. We have the volume, so we can provide them. Experts said that assembling the syringe is the most challenging, as a thin needle had to be connected to a cuff. It is easier to do it with equipment. See, the needle is thin. Only the automated equipment can put it inside and make it stick together. After the glue, it then enters the laser beam and dries. The equipment produces 50 insulin syringes in 1 minute, apart from the usual disposable syringes. 100,000 units are produced over the 80-hour work shift. In the future, the company plans to increase the production from 50 million to 200,000 million. Grape season is in full swing in Tajikistan. The fruits which are grown in the Gisar Valley are in high demand in the market. There is a 522 hectare of land where grapes are planted in one of the farms in Gisar Valley. The Zarifi and the Hisar early varieties are harvested. 100 tons of grapes are ready for sale. We collect the grapes from July to December. Next month, we will harvest Sultana and Ladyfinger grapes, and the latest variety is Taifi grapes. It matures in winter. The farmers work all day at the plantation. They must ensure that the crops were harvested on time and do not overripe. The farmers harvest 15 to 20 tons of grapes in just one day. One needs to be very careful so as not to crush the grapes when collecting it. It is necessary to water and fertilize the grapes and protect them from coldness and insects. Tajik grapes are in demand abroad. The main buyers are Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan and Afghanistan. Local authorities will allocate about 16 billion tenge to conduct improvement works at Lake Alakol. Officials are planning to implement several large-scale projects. A modern recreation park will be built in the village of Akshi. Facilities such as gym areas, children's playgrounds, walkways, as well as cafes, kiosks, and an amphitheater will also be constructed here.
Работы начались середина мая.
The works began in mid-May. We are ahead of the schedule. The deadline is in December, but we are planning to complete the works by November. Due to the development works, Lake Alakol was visited by more than 1 million people in 2018. Experts believe that the number of tourists is expected to be higher this year. I have traveled to Alakol from Almaty. I enjoyed my stay. I am satisfied with the quality of services and the highway. Over the past 3 years, more than 5 billion tenge has been allocated from the state budget for the resort village's infrastructure. Local roads were repaired and special railway routes and air links were launched. Last year, communal services have been established here.
Бюджеттен 200 миллион теңге бөлініп, 7 дана техникалар.
The government allocated 200 million tenge to buy 7 vehicles in 2018. Another 195 million tenge were allocated this year to purchase additional 8 vehicles.
Сатып алынуда. Қазіргі таңда 4-өө келді, 4-өө тапсырыс берілді.
Alakol is one of the most popular resort areas in Kazakhstan. Over the past 5 years, more than 220 recreation areas have been built here. The lake area has been popular among both locals and foreigners for many years. It was a dream of Almaty students, Tamerlan Abdi Kadir and Yerasil Omirtai, to become the winners of the Boston Intellectual Olympiad. This year, the dream of the 2 schoolboys came true. The students from the specialized secondary school won gold and silver medals. They said that it is not easy to win in the Intellectual Olympiad competition as the contestants are well-educated students from 25 countries. This Olympiad is a very valuable course. It is considered as non-profit. The Olympiad is held to show how knowledgeable the students are in the world. Personally, the most difficult thing for me is the test. There is only 60 minutes for more than 70 questions. And the most difficult thing also is to calculate the time. The students said that it is a great achievement for them to participate in the high-level competition. They also said that they had to pass various knowledge tests in order to enter any prestigious international university. In the US, there is an international union of universities. In the future, I dream of becoming a student at one of the universities included in the union. I plan to prepare for the admission to the universities and uphold the honor of my parents and school. The Kazakh students, Tamerlan Abdikadir and Yerasil Omirtai, received an opportunity for the first time to improve their knowledge of a foreign language. In the United States of America, the students recall on their reality training. They said that it is a very interesting and rewarding experience.
The
students systematically prepared for the Olympiad, starting from the 7th grade. The main subject of our school is science, and we also prepare teachers for international competition. In addition, students learn languages, including English, as well as history. The students from Almaty, Tamerlan Abdi Kadir and Yerasil Omirtai noted that the Boston Intellectual Olympiad is a great opportunity for students to test their knowledge. The boys hope that students from Kazakhstan will win a gold medal at the international competition next year. The National Festival of Nomadic Culture was held in the Azerbaijani district of Gadabay for the first time. The event was attended by representatives of 16 countries such as Kazakhstan, Turkey, Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan. Special thematic zones were established in the ethnic village titled the Land of Nomadic Culture. The guests were greeted by Korkit Ata. The large-scale event visitors had a chance to learn about customs and traditions, watch folk sports events and try delicious dishes. In addition, musical ensembles performed various folk compositions and artisans demonstrated the ancient techniques of making household items. Horse riders, archers and wrestlers attracted much attention at the festival.
Мы попали в международный фестиваль в степи, в горах.
We attended the International Steppe Festival. There is a folk event in the mountains, which is attended by people from all over Asia. We really enjoyed it. It is important to hold such events annually. Similar events are also held in Kazakhstan.
Мероприятия проводили. И такое мероприятие проводится у нас также в Казахстане.
Japanese Culture Festival was held in Nur Sultan. Master classes of ancient art forms from the land of the rising sun were organized at the traditional event for the guests and residents of the capital. The classes include Shodo Japanese calligraphy and origami. In addition, visitors also took part to compete in shogi, a Japanese national board chess game. We decided to choose traditional Japanese art forms in order to show the people in Kazakhstan our culture in all its diversity. These areas of art have been preserved from ancient times to the present day. The Japanese cherish their culture and honor it. The festival guests could experience the national culture of Japan by watching the traditional Japanese dances. For example, this dance is dedicated to the Olympic Games, which will be held in Japan in 2020. It is believed that it symbolizes the feeling of gratitude to the ancestors. Bon Odori is a traditional dance that the Japanese love to dance to, especially at the summer festival. And as far as I know, it corresponds to the theme of this festival. So we decided to perform this dance. Meanwhile, Japanese cuisine is becoming popular in Kazakhstan. Visitors of the cultural event had the opportunity to taste traditional dishes from the land of the rising sun. The dish, curry rice, had its origins from Indian cuisine, but it was brought to Japan hundreds of years ago, and during that time it became a traditional dish of Japanese cuisine. The Japanese curry is distinguished by its ingredients. Japan is an ancient, tradition-rich state. The culture of this country attracts more attention and causing genuine interest. Guests of the festival were also shown modern culture of the country. For example, costumes, play and sports games. Japanese animation films are popular. The visitors also learned about new computer games. In addition, the Kazakhs are also given lecture on the Japanese language. Felting is an ancient Kazakh craft. Previously, wool was used to weave lint-free carpets and used as interior decoration of yurts. Currently, the textile material is also used to create bags, clothes and jewelries. The basic technique of making felt products over the centuries remains unchanged. First, the wool is washed, sorted and combed. Then it is put on a canvas evenly and moistened with hot water. At first glance, it seems that this is a simple process, but it requires certain knowledge and skills. Meanwhile, the ancient traditions of handicrafts are being revived in many regions of Kazakhstan. For example, the oldest craftswomen in Urals, Zhak Sigul Jarmakhanova and Kulyaisha Janasheva, are teaching young girls felting as well as producing lint-free carpets and mats. The master classes are open to the public. The grandmothers intend to revive the traditions of applied craft. Previously, our ancestors spun wool thread from sheep. We continue these traditions. Then from these threads, we sew felt blankets with national patterns and all products for the interior decoration of the yurts. The finished products are durable, warm and beautiful. We have over 200 artisans in various fields. Unfortunately, many no longer remember how alasha and mat are made. For this purpose, various workshops are held. It is very important and necessary. Ancient traditions need to be revived. It is important to remember this. They cannot be forgotten.
тоқымы шей тоқудың өнері қайтан қалпына келеді деген ойдамын.